to my computer. I hope that works because the last time it said my cloud was full. All right. Hi, Miss Sharon. Okay, so I'm gonna share this screen real quick. And let's do this. Oops, that's not what I want. Share screen. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, technical difficulties. Let's see. Notes, where's my, oh, there it is. PowerPoint, unknown. Oh, it's not gonna let me share it. Dang it. Well, I had all these like really great promotions on the PowerPoint, but I don't know why it's not working. But it won't let me work it. So I just wanted to do a shout out to those that's promoted to certified. There were 20 of you. I will post them on our team page so I don't read them all because the last time I did that, it was terrible. And we had 3 people promote to lead, we had 3 people promote to star, and we had 3 people promote to superstar consultant last month. So I think there were a total of like 30 promotions, which was phenomenal. And then we also have some people on director watch this month. And those are Alexis Warren, and this is in ABC order, Danielle Daly, Jamie, I don't ever know how to say her last name. Jamie, are you on? Jamie C, Lisa Point, Lisa Prin, Megan Kalis, which she's only like a few $100s away. Tamara Felico, no, I'm sorry, I can't read this. This is super small. Tina Dillard and Trace Yates. So you guys are all on director watch, which is awesome. So, all right, well, sorry the PowerPoint didn't work, but I'll post them all on our team page for the month of August. And a lot of you actually have hit promotions this month and are working on promotions. And there's some double promotions happening, which is really cool. So without further ado, we're not gonna, with our trainings, we're not gonna do like a bunch of what's happening because you guys really should be getting a lot of the information from your news tab and a lot of the information from our team page. So we're not going to spend any time on that. And so we're going to spend about 30 minutes on the training, and then there's going to be some question and answer time. So hopefully you guys will just find that this is just really beneficial, and it'll fill your cup and get you off to a really great start with the fall season with doing doing Facebook parties. So without further ado, we have 2 beautiful ladies, little rock stars that are going to be speaking tonight. We have Chastity, she's going to speak first, and then Sarah Snelton. And Chastity is a lead, excuse me, a lead, and she joined in May of 2019. So she can tell you a little bit more about herself and what she's been doing to rock the Facebook party world. So go for it, girlfriend. You can unmute yourself, so you should be good.
Yes.
And
all right, hello.
Real quick, I'm gonna be watching the chats. And so if there's a question, I might interrupt you, or I might wait till you're all done and have your question answered, their question answered.
Cool.
Okay, and I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Chastity, and like Dawn said, I am a lead consultant. I have been with Scentsy for a little over a year, but I do have experience in other direct sales companies that just weren't for me. So I do have a lot of Facebook party experience, and so a lot of what I'm going to talk about today has sort of been what works best for me, but I'm going to start off by saying there is no right or wrong way to do a Facebook party. It's all a matter of what works best for you and what gets you your best results. So I'm going to talk a little bit about different things you can do and, of course, what I do. I did share my personal Facebook party template. It's sort of a rough draft of what I post each day. I did post that in the files today, so if you want to see exactly what I post, because we're not going to go over that, you can take a look at that in the files. If you've ever done like a home party, you just kind of want to think of your Facebook party as like your home party. You want to do a lot of the same things. You want to interact with your guests in a lot of the same ways. And you just want to make it as fun as possible. So I like to do what is called my 3 easy E's is what I tell my team. Entertaining, educational, and engaging. And those are really the things that you want to do during your Facebook party. Because you're not face-to-face, you definitely want to make it as fun as possible. You want to educate your customers on the product, and you want to be as engaging, talking back and forth, and building those relationships in lots of different ways. So for me personally, I use a Facebook group. I have used events in the past. Events have changed a lot since you know, last year, the year before. Every year it's constantly changing. So I find that groups work best for me because your hostess can not only invite, but she can also put a message when she invites people. She can easily find it, especially when you make her an admin, and she can use a link to share and message people directly from the group, all sorts of crazy things. But another reason why I like it is because you have a photo album, so you can upload maybe screenshots of the catalog so that people can find a catalog easily. My number one tip, here's my number one tip. You want to make sure that you are friend requesting every person that joins the party. And here's why. Because when they're your friend and you post to the group, then Facebook is going to tell them your friend so-and-so posted to the group. So they're going to get a direct notification from Facebook about what's being posted, and they're more likely to keep up with it versus you having to have your hostess constantly tag them and say, hey, tell so-and-so, or all these people that things are being posted. So I find that friend requesting everybody is great for getting your engagement up, but also you can then message them and build a relationship with them and ask them if they have questions or if they'd like to place orders, and then also build relationships with them after the party by having them as Facebook friends. So that's my number one tip. And that's another reason why groups are really easy and better to use than events. I also do post scheduling. So whether you schedule your posts inside of the Facebook group or you use a third-party app, I have just started using Synshare. So I have not always used Synshare, but I find that I've been doing a lot more Facebook parties recently. So I am using Synshare. That's CINCHSHARE. You can get, I think, 30 days free if you use the code Jumpstart. So you're going to get post scheduling. You can only, no, I wouldn't say only. You can post to groups. You can also post to the photo albums in those groups. You can post to your events, your personal page, your business page, all sorts of things. So it's really worth it to get a third-party app if you are doing a lot of parties. Before I was doing one party a week, and that's perfectly fine to copy and paste things over and schedule them there in the group. But I found that using that extra app that helps me to just save all the posts and click, click, click and share and schedule has made my time work more for me versus me working for the time. And makes everything go a lot faster. And I'm able to do multiple parties in a week. Let's see here. There are certain types of posts that I like to post, and I host my parties for 5 days. Depending on what the host wants. Sometimes I'll do 3 days, but usually I find that 5 days works best for me because people can sort of hop on and interact with the posts in their own time, whether they're busy or they only have certain days that they're available. They can interact and get all of the benefits from the party if you have more than just a couple of days. At least I've found that for my customers. Of course, you kind of can play around with that and see what works best for your customer base. But you want your posts to be interactive posts. So you can use posts like, which warmer would go great in this room, or do you like coffee or tea, or anything that gets people commenting, because that's going to boost up your engagement, and that's going to be the best for having them see your business and subsequent posts after that. So interactive posts, I post at least 1 to 2 every day. You want to play games. Games are fun, they're exciting, they get your customers really excited. You can choose whether or not you want to do prizes, that's entirely up to you. And prizes don't have to be anything extravagant. They can be something as simple as a sample pack. You don't have to do anything out of the box or anything crazy if you don't want to. But you also want to post informational posts about the products. You can showcase the products, and then do lots of tips and tricks, because tips and tricks are going to educate your customers on the different products. I get a lot of customers that say, oh my gosh, I've been using Scentsy for so long and I didn't know this or this or this. So educating them is important, because they want to know, well, why should I buy this over something else? So use that time to not only have fun, but also educate. I like to theme my parties. And so I, like right now, I'm doing fall parties, and I'll make all of my images sort of fall-like, not necessarily like my product posts, but a lot of my party posts. So like, welcome to the party, or let's play bingo when I'm playing games. A lot of those will be themed, and I'll use them year after year. But I do use 2 apps in order to make those. And it's just Photo Collage. Any photo collage app will do. And I also use WordSwag to put the words on there. So if you don't have WordSwag, it is, I believe, $4 to buy it outright. And I've been using it for years, and I use it all the time for my business. So I highly, highly recommend getting WordSwag. But I use it for parties, I'll use it for promotional posts, whatever. You can use it for quotes, all the fun things to post in your parties. And I will usually do 2 to 3 days and then a live event. Now I do live videos. You don't necessarily have to do a live video if that doesn't work for your schedule or for your customers. Maybe you can pre-record a video to post where you're showing off product, or maybe you do several small videos of different products that you pre-record or go live for like 20 minutes or 20 seconds or 2 minutes or whatever, and show off different products. Going live can be really important, because it's what's going to help your customers get to know you and build that know, like, and trust with you. But you do 1 live event, and whether you do it for 30 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever, do what works best for you. Mine usually go for 45 minutes to an hour, because if I'm talking to people, then we're having a blast and it goes for a little bit longer. But yeah, so I do a live video, and this right here is actually my live setup, which is why I'm sitting here. It's probably the cleanest area in my house. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just a corner in my bedroom. It's literally just the corner. I have pictures up here, but I have some of my party stuff up here, which I'll talk about. I'll have my warmers behind me, my buddies, and it's just a shelf, and this is where I keep all my Scentsy stuff. So I just do a live video, and I talk, and I have like a little table next to me, and I'll pull products, and I'll be like, well, here's this, and so on and so forth. If you don't have products, show the catalog. I used to just get the catalog and be like, oh my gosh, look at this. I still do that. I'll show off all the warmers with just the catalog. You don't have to have a whole lot. Whatever came in your kit is perfect, even if it's empty. Pull out the empty bottle. I'm pretty sure, yeah, here's an empty bottle, and I do this, like, here's a size reference, and it doesn't matter because no one knows what's in it. So don't feel like you have to have all the things and be perfect. And I'm often on my lives with no makeup on, and nobody cares, because they get to relate to you better. So don't be afraid to just jump on and talk and have fun. Now, my #1 tip for going live is be excited. Don't jump on your live and go, okay, hi, I guess I'm gonna show you this. I used to do that in the beginning because I was so scared, but don't be scared. Just have fun. Show how excited you are. Smile the whole time. That's the hardest thing to do, smile for 45 minutes straight. But just be excited because you have no idea how many customers or party goers that have said, oh my gosh, you made it so much fun. I could just feel your enthusiasm and I'm totally coming back to you. So just have fun with it, even if no one is watching. My biggest tip for the live videos, everything is my biggest tip, isn't it? I've been saying that. But when no one is watching, still act as if everyone is watching, because you're going to share your video to the group. And so even if just one person is on, treat that one person like they're the most important person. Because literally just 2 weeks ago, I did a party and that one person that was watching me is now a prospective recruit of mine. She was excited, she felt my energy, she wants to possibly join. So you never know who is watching you on the other side of that screen. And plus, once you share it, other people are gonna look at it. So you definitely want to be as excited as possible for anyone that might watch it. So these cards, I have these cards above me, and these are a booking game. So I have a couple of different booking games that I like to play, and I kind of just play whichever one I like to play. But these cards, you see a lot of the little card games where you tell people pick a number and you will win what's inside. Now, of course, with Facebook Live videos, you have to be very careful about what you're saying as far as giving prizes and things. So just keep it on the hush. You can tell them, if you book a party with me, you get to pick a number and I will message you with a special surprise or something like that. I do get a lot of people, or 1 to 2 people usually will pick a number depending on how many people are on the live. But just tell them something sort of vague. Book a party and you'll get to pick a number and I will message you. And when they call a number, just be so excited. Oh my gosh, number 3, and pull it down and I'll message you later, and just make it fun so that they'll more likely pick a number. That's called the envelope game. You can also look it up on YouTube if you need more clarification. But inside is different things like a free 6-pack of wax, a free fragrance flower, a free mini warmer from me. So these are personal specials. You do have to message them in order to reveal what's inside. But I buy them with the perpetual party rewards, so I only pay half price for them, or sometimes I'll have one in my stash. I'll let them pick mini warmers sometimes, or if it's a 6-pack of wax, I might let them pick, or I might just send them something from my stash. So you don't have to break the bank. It can be something small. It could even just be a free bar of wax if that's all you can afford. Something is better than nothing if you want to give prizes for booking parties. So I also play the booking beads game. I'll usually have 3 booking beads. They usually hang on my Buzz Lightyear, and I'll say, okay, my hostess has 3 beads. If you claim a bead for yourself, then you'll, you know, same thing as the other one. You'll get a special surprise from me for booking a party. Claim the bead, or sometimes I'll say, you'll get a gift and your host will get a gift, or something along those lines. The booking beads is also on YouTube because it's also a home party game. So just think about home parties. What would you do in a home party, and how can you translate that into a live video? Yeah, so then after my party, the biggest thing is that you want to message every person that came to your party. That's another reason why friend requesting them is important, because then you can message them and they will actually receive it. Whereas if they're not your friend, they're less likely to see it because it goes into sort of a request folder that people don't always see. So message them, ask them, you know, is there anything that I can help you with? Did you find everything okay? Did you have fun? Would you like to add anything to your host's party to help them earn awesome rewards? And different things like that. I have started doing like the Google Forms so that people can request samples before the party starts. And in the Google form that they're able to, you know, tell me if they're interested in hosting parties. So that's also been a huge help in booking parties from parties, because now they can tell me if they're interested on a scale of 1 to 5. So if they say anything above a 1, I'm messaging them and asking them, you know, hey, I saw you were interested. I'd love to help you have a fun night. So I always tell people it's a lot of fun instead of help you earn free products, unless they say like, my wish list is huge and I don't know what to get. And then I'll say, well, you know what, if you have so much that you'd like, I'd love to help you earn some of that for free and half off. So that's one way to get people to book. But if they just are interested and you don't necessarily know how big their wish list is, I always lead with, I would love to help you have a lot of fun with your friends online on Facebook, because people are in it for the fun more than they are for the free and half price stuff, especially now since they can't get out of the house as much. Just letting them know that it's a fun time is more important to them than anything else. I think that is all I have for this.
We have a couple questions for you. You've done excellent. Thank you so much for your knowledge. You know what, my favorite thing that you said was that you don't really need to have everything. Like, you can use the catalog. Like, there's so much freedom there, you know, and you can let go. You don't have to have your face all extra did, or, you know, you look somewhat presentable, but you guys, people really aren't looking for all of that. So thank you so much for saying that, and all your other great advice as well. We have 2 questions. Carrie wants to know, do you get a good response from those friend requests?
For the friend requests, for the most part, most people don't mind if you send them friend requests. I usually have more than half of everybody accept my friend requests. So you can go into your friends and check out your sent friend requests. And if they're more than a week or 2 old, definitely delete those friend requests, because Facebook doesn't like if you send a lot of friend requests and those people aren't accepting your friend requests, then Facebook starts to look at you as spam. So for the most part, people do accept it, and they comment on and interact with me on Facebook regularly. So it's not really a big deal. And anybody that doesn't want to be your friend, they just won't request you, or they won't accept it. And no harm, no foul. So don't be afraid to send people friend requests just because they're in the party or they're a friend of a friend. Building those Facebook people and friends on Facebook is the #1 way to build a Facebook business, because you want to be able to build a relationship with them. So don't be afraid to request them.
The other thing, if you want to not invite or not friend request people, if you have a VIP group, you can always like share your VIP group link with those people that are part of the party. And then they can always be in contact. They'll always know how to find you. So that's another alternative, you know, because some parties can be kind of big. And if there's like 20 people in the party, you know, Facebook might be like, watch her, put her in jail. So, so the other question that we have was from Bianca. She says, how do you start your lives? Like, what do you focus it on?
All right. So when I'm starting my live, the first thing I say, because nobody is ever on when you first jump on, so I always say hello, welcome, you know, and make it like fun and exciting. And of course, I always start off by saying, if you're watching this, then more than likely you're watching this on the replay. So make sure you type down in the comments #replay so that I know you got to see it after the fact. Obviously, I've said it a lot, so I know exactly how it goes. But you don't ever want to just sit there and wait for people to jump on. So just fill the space with something, talk about your day, introduce yourself, tell a funny story about what happened to you. A lot of times there's crazy shenanigans going around my house, and I'm like, oh my gosh, right before this live, my son was acting crazy. And I'm just filling the space. It lets people get to know me and lets them feel like they're a part of my life a little bit. And then you get to wait for people to jump on. And then usually I have my wax here. And so I usually will start by saying something like, you know, Scentsy is kind of like a candle, but it's like a wickless wax and blah, blah, blah. And we use warmers, and here's my warmer. And then I'll start to go in to what Scentsy is and the warmers and the benefits and all that sort of stuff. So don't just sit there and wait for people to pop on.
Good. Well, thank you so much, Chastity. I really appreciate your time. Everybody give her a round of applause. You've been awesome. We'll have some more time to
Thank
ask
you.
questions at the end as well. But we want to move along and introduce to you Sarah Snelton. Sarah is a personal recruit of mine. She she is a star director, but in my head, she's a superstar director. She's awesome, and as well as Chastity, and she has been around since, I'm trying to figure out the year. It's cutting it off. What year did you join?
2013.
2013. 2013, so a lot of years. You've been around like 7 years. So thank you so much for offering to share about your Facebook party life. Go ahead.
So much of what Chastity was saying is very similar to how I run my Facebook parties. I just kind of got to a point where it wasn't even really like COVID that had me shift like the way that I was running my business. It was just the fact that I have multiple jobs. I'm a mom of 2 kids. Like my schedule was just really busy. So when I wasn't at my previous job, my 9 to 5, I wanted to be home and I wanted to be able to spend time with my kids, but I still wanted to build my Scentsy business. So with everything happening and so many changes going on in our lives, and then of course now everything with the pandemic, I knew that I really needed to like spend time digging into how I was going to run my Facebook parties. People, even myself, I was not comfortable going and doing home parties. I actually just had my first one on Friday since probably April, I want to say. Might have even been longer, but people weren't comfortable doing Facebook parties. I wasn't comfortable. I'm doing home parties. I wasn't comfortable doing home parties. So I just figured, okay, I really have to like ramp this up. I wanted to still be able to host my own parties all month long where, you know, I've got one open in my workstation, but then I really wanted to have a place for like, or a way to be able to ask anybody who was interested in hosting if they could do it online and what format they were most comfortable with. And so I personally don't do any live videos in my Facebook. I don't have time. Like it's just like doing the Facebook parties or going and doing home parties. I don't have to, like, there's toys all over my house constantly. The laundry is always on the floor. Like some people walk through and give like a tour of their house, and that's great. If you can swing it, awesome. But for me, I have this setup here in the back. And so I will do any recorded videos I have. I do videos on how the Scentsy Go works. I do videos on what a fragrance flower is. I've put them together. Now, these are all things that like when I have time, when I have downtime, maybe after the kids go to bed or nap time, I'll come in my office, I'll record a video, I'll save it into ScentShare, and I'll be able to do the exact same thing. I schedule everything out. I don't want to have to work harder. So I'm all about making it as simple and streamlined as possible. So ScentShare is also what I use. I also use groups. I don't do events anymore. It's too hard. It's intimidating to people to do, to set a group up. So I always offer my hostess to allow me to create a group for her. And I call it a Scentsy social. I call it, just like a online Scentsy party. You can call it whatever you want. Some people are intimidated by the idea of doing Facebook parties and like, oh no, I don't know. Like, I don't want people to think I need stuff from them. Like, okay, well then let's just say we're going to share your VIP link with them. I'll put a group together for you. We'll put a VIP link in there. I do everything all the same. But some people are just kind of weird about hosting, direct sales parties. So I'm all about finding a way around it for them and making it less salesy and spammy to their friends. And so doing a VIP link for them, like sales link for them, they just say, hey, here's my link, go ahead, send it out to all your friends, text it, whatever. I have it posted in the group. I would say the group is just there so that they can reach out to me if they need something, whatever. But everything is all still scheduled out all the same. I do a yay, welcome, you're here. How do you know your hostess? videos, the videos that I upload on different product, different product reveal. And I guess it's kind of the same thing as doing a live, except it's on my terms and I only have to do it once. So I don't have to worry about like scheduling something and then all of a sudden one of my kids isn't sleeping like they should be and then my house is chaotic and whatever. I can just upload it and they still get to see my face. They still get to, learn a little bit more about my personality. And I just make myself very approachable and engage with as many of the customers as possible. One of the main things that I do with my Facebook parties, and I'm sure you guys have all seen this, is so I send out party packs. So Christina Stainbrook had a video going around about her party packs, and mine is very similar to hers. I only have a limited number of them. So I will tell my hostess that I will only send out 5 of them. I really cap myself out at 10 because if I want to make money at this business and I want the party to be successful, I need to give them and give out as much of my catalogs as I normally would, or product list, or whatever's in your budget. So this is my party pack. It looks like this. You can mail them for like $2. It's really inexpensive. I've got confetti in here. I have pixie sticks, just something fun. I also did, and I know that this is like hard because so many of these stickers are on back order, but I was able to get my hands on these. So my customers get these. The first Facebook party that I did after having these in this new catalog season was over $1,000. And these are people who order from me either regularly or annually when this particular hostess has one, but her parties are normally like in the $500 range. This was double. And I 100% am confident that it's because I took the extra time and spent a little extra money to just get things to people. If they really wanted it, like you go to a party, right? Part of that is being able to smell the fragrances. And I have another option for you. And Dawn talked about this before. But so this, I send this out, the scratch and sniffs, okay? Everybody gets a catalog. I don't play. I want them to have the physical catalog with my name on the back. It's cost me more, right, to have this business supply, but I want them to have this in front of them. I give them this like it, love it list, gotta have it, whatever. I put this in here solely because right here in front of their face is the bundle and save, and I want them to know that there's ways for them to get as much product as possible for their money. Then of course there's the monthly flyer and the harvest collection. So that will obviously be updated once we do the holiday collection or the holiday brochure. But currently I just try to keep these as updated as possible with these. I saw someone recently started doing like the sold out stickers, which is also a really good idea for just keeping your customers in the know. Now, and then I send out a soap sample, right? Like I just want them to feel spoiled. I want them to get this in the mail and be like, oh my God, this girl's fantastic. Oh, and a scent circle. Because scent circles, you guys, if you're not stocking up on those when you have Facebook parties or you have any type of party and you have hostess rewards, I don't care if it's half price. If you're not stocking up on scent circles, you're missing out. It is the simple, easy, inexpensive, tie it to the outside of an order or stick it in the mail for anybody that places an online order for your parties. So easy, and it goes so far. If I get an online order and they didn't receive this, I will send them the brochures, I will send them the soap sample, I will send them the scent circle, and I will get them the product list folded up, and it will all mail out in your regular standard envelope for 45 cents. It costs nothing, but it puts my face in front of them, and then my information's right there, and they know that I saw them, I recognize their purchase, and it just takes me so much further with them. And it just allows you guys to kind of, again, to connect, make that connection. So the party pack is huge. It's something that if you're not doing now, you should find some version that works for you, even if it's the those little cards that say like, it's got like 3 or 4 outlines on it of like, looks like the outline of a wax bar that you can put the scratch and sniff stickers on. Even if you do 3 of those of random fragrances you have in your house that are available now, and you stick them in there, it's a perfect way to get some sort of fragrance in front of them. If I have the sample room sprays, which I just ran out of from my last party, I'll stick one of those in there because now we have room sprays are back. There's little ways for you to upsell to your customers without physically being in front of them. And spoiling them right off the bat is like the best thing you can do. The other option is this little pack here that you guys can see. It's got numbers on it. I think some people do like little 1-inch labels. So every Facebook party, Jenny, if there's a Facebook party and people say like, okay, I'm interested in this or whatever, because it's a standard post in my thing that says who wants samples in a catalog or whatever. And all they have to do is write their information below and I will contact them through Facebook. So then we have this connection, right? This is like a touch point for me to say, okay, well, now they've already accepted my message, right? So I'm not going to end up in their spam folder, like Chastity was mentioning. We were able to connect. I can say, here's my cell phone number. If you need something, reach out to me. I'll check in with you once I know it's going to be delivered. I send my stuff through Pirate Ship. So I'm able to track once they receive their package, or I'll know when they get it, or I'll be able to message them, be like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Your package is coming today. You're going to have all these goodies in here. I can't wait to hear what you think, blah, blah, blah. Right. So it's just another way for me to connect with them and be like, I'm so excited for you. Your stuff is here. They don't know what they're getting. They just know they're getting a party pack and a catalog. All this extra stuff, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was such a nice surprise, right? And it's going to just set us off on the right foot right out of the gate. So with these, they're those little testers, right? So I did a tester, these little mini tester things. Dawn did a video on them. I've shared it with my group. Cassie is a gem. She like gave me all the details on it. And so I just put numbers on the front of them because I didn't want to like wait for labels to come in, and I had things that needed to get out the door. I printed this cute little card that just says like, number 1 is this one. Number 4 is autumn road trip, right? So I give them like, so my hostess always gets this. Like, it doesn't matter. My hostess will always get this because I want her to be like super spoiled. So if she lives close enough, I will give her like her own set of transition testers and catalogs and all that fun stuff. But if she doesn't and she's hosting from afar, I still want her to be able to physically smell this stuff. And it's better than having to mail my testers to her to have her mail them back so we could do all that. This way I'm like, keep them, they're yours, share them with your friends, whatever, right? So if you're not making these, I would highly suggest you do it. I got to find the video on it, but the way that I did mine is I just boiled mine, and this is not like a sample making video. I understand that, but like the way that I did it was super easy. It may be intimidating to think like I have to melt down all these bars and make these testers and whatever. It's really, really fast. I think I had like, I want to say 100 of them done in maybe 45 minutes. And that's like melt, pour, dry, like harden. And it was so easy. So, and I think you get 5? Yeah, I think you get 5 of these little things out of like 1 or 2 cubes of wax. So it uses like almost no product. It's awesome. But so the party packs are huge. Follow up on your party pack is even more important, right? Because I said, reach out and say, hey, you know, it's coming. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to hear what you think. But then if after a couple of days have gone by, you haven't heard anything, nothing's happening, you haven't gotten an order, you're going to be like, hey, I was so excited about your pack. What did you think? You know, do you have any suggestions? Can I answer questions for you? I'm going to be posting lots of really fun stuff in the Facebook event or Facebook group. So let me know if you're interested, you know, if there's something that you see that catches your eye or whatever, right? So you have to follow up with them because the fortune is in the follow-up. If you want to make any of the money back that you're spending on sending these catalogs out, you have to reach out to them, right? And say, hey, what do you think? What's going on? How can I help you? Right? So that's probably one of my main tips in doing the party packs is making sure that you're collecting all their information, you're connecting with them via social media, you're making sure they have your cell phone number, and that you're following up to get that order from them. It's huge. Otherwise, it's for nothing. You're just giving stuff away, right? So there's that. And then one of the other key reasons I do groups, and let me share this with you, and I'm sure you guys have probably heard this before, but Jenny can actually speak to this because Jenny is just joined Scentsy last month. And so Jenny did an online party for me. She was interested in joining. And I said, well, why don't we just try it out? Let's do a trial run. We're gonna host this party, right? I'm gonna make a group for you. You're gonna invite all your friends that you think would be interested in coming. And Jenny really just like hit the ground running with her party. She started posting in there. She's a natural. It was fantastic. But what I was able to do after Jenny decided she was going to join and we flipped her whole party is that I removed all of the things that were linked, that were associated to me, and that being like a group that I was an admin of, and we turned it into her VIP group. So now everything that I posted from the moment that she said, like, let's do this Facebook group until the day she signed up, it was all still in there. All of the information on warmers, all of the brand new warmers for fall, winter, all of the new fragrances for fall, winter, a video about like the wall fan diffuser, how the pods work, all of that stuff was there. A PDF of the catalog. Make sure that in every Facebook event, you have a PDF to the catalog. If you don't have that, come to Dawn's page. I know that there's a link in there and I can post it again if we need to, but always make sure that you have the catalog in there and it should be pinned to the very top. That should be the first thing they see when they come on there, is that PDF of the fall winter catalog. But it's so nice that you're able to just like go in there. I was able to remove myself as the admin. I made Jenny the admin. We changed it to be Jenny's VIP group. And now anybody who had purchased from her, anybody who had been in that party was now a member of her VIP group by default. She didn't have to like go back and build everything and redo all the work that we did together for her party. It was just there. So think about that. Like, and then, you know, I think ScentShare had changed things. I used to use ScentShare a couple of years ago, and then they said, oh wait, you can't post to Facebook anymore, like events anymore. You can't schedule event posts anymore. And so then all of a sudden it was like, okay, well crap, now we have to find another solution. And ScentShare realized they were dropping all of these people who had memberships with them because they couldn't use it the way that it had been functioning for them before. And so they came back and said, okay, well now you can do it in groups. So if you're looking for a very simple way to just kind of like take some of the stress off of your plate and the things that you need to do, give yourself 30 minutes or an hour, schedule out a bunch of posts and things that you want, what you want your Facebook party to look like. And then all you have to do is go in and just schedule. And then all these things come up and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shoot, now I'm interacting with people because now they're seeing this post and I'm asking them questions and I can go in and talk and chat and whatever. And I didn't have to like stop what I was doing to do it. It just goes by default. Excuse me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm really missing. I don't do the lives. I don't do friend requests, and that's just a personal choice for me. I've got babies, and so I'm very protective over that. So for me, I just don't let a lot of people on my Facebook, especially people that are just like one-time customers. For me, I do what Dawn mentioned, which is the VIP group. So it's one of my scheduled posts. It's like, you know, this is what the party's about. This is your hostess. This is who I am. Welcome, you're here. And then it's a post about like, hey, if you're interested, here's my VIP group. Head on over there, join. I would love to share all the new things that are happening, whatever. So last month I had 4 Facebook parties. And the other thing that I did is those groups are still open. I don't close them. I don't archive them. I don't anything. I want to have access to those people that are in there. And so when the Johnny Appleseed brick released and Cider Mill bundle released, I went back into all of those groups and I posted. Because if they're going to buy from someone, one of those things that are coming out, they're going to buy it from me. I don't want them buying it from someone else. So I don't want them scrolling through social media and being like, oh, there's like a random Scentsy consultant, not the one that took care of them last and spoiled them at their last party. And when they came to pick up their stuff, had all their goodies in it. I want it to come from me. I want to keep them as my customers. So if they're going to find out about that bundle, I want it to be from me and I'm posting it in there and I just will still communicate and people will talk back to me, which is fantastic. I love that because that group isn't dead. And it's not something I have to manage. I don't have to take care of it. I just go in, I pop in, I drop my information, whatever, and then I'm out. And if somebody needs me, they'll reach out to me. So it's just another great reason. You know, with events, there times come where you can't go back and you can't post anything in there anymore. Or you can't do, make edits to anything or reach out to people. And so I just am like, Not about that. I want to be able to like access my people from my party long after it's over. So I think that's really it. I feel like Chastity had so many good little nuggets on this that I just wanted to kind of add on to that.
Great. You girls are full of so much knowledge. I love it. So does anybody have a question for either one of them? I did also want to mention, as you guys are unmuting yourself to ask a question, that there is Cinch Share, which is what both of you use, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one that I just learned about. It's called Visili or Visili, something like that. And I'll post it on our team page. I just actually switched to it. I'm going to cancel my Cinch Share. I hate saying that word because it's a tongue twister to me. But what's nice about it is I can share my template with anybody that is a Visili, has a Visili membership. So I think it's free for 2 weeks if anybody wants to try it. And I'm happy to share my template because I borrowed it from somebody else and just made it my own. You can go in and edit. And I felt like for me, it was a little bit more user friendly, but that was for me. So I don't know, like everybody has their own thing that they like. So that's just another option that you guys can look into. And I'll post about it, and we can post about the Cinch Share as well. What is the soap sample that you include in your mailing?
Oh, so these are super fun. I love them so much. I will get you guys the link to them. But let me grab what they look like before I do anything to them.
Did you add water to yours?
Yes.
Okay, because mine's been leaking. So I'm interested to see if yours are leaking.
No, they're not. I mean, I made these ones like probably a month ago, and it's like super dry. So okay. This is how they come. So there's actually 50 sponges here. And so I love these so much. I was cutting up Dollar Tree sponges and doing all this other craziness. And then somebody posted about these, and they're so good. And it took me like 5 minutes to make 50 of them, super fast. So all I do is like, you take them, you get like a bowl or whatever, you drop them all in water, rinse them out, just put them on like a piece of parchment paper or something on the counter, it doesn't matter. And then you just squeeze just like maybe a drop or two of the soap right inside of it, and then just let it kind of sit there as it soaks it up. And so this is what it looks like afterwards. And it's a sponge. And so all they have to do is get it wet, and then it starts to suds up with the soap, and they can use it and try it out. So they're super inexpensive, and it's so fun because people are like, ooh, what is this? I got myself some dish soap. Like, it's a really big deal. It's not a big deal, but it is a big deal to them because I'm sending them something that they didn't have. And my sales on my dish soap are like substantially more, I think, and that's what I was going for. I wanted to get a product in front of them that I know that they weren't using already. Like, we know our warmers and wax, right? That's our bread and butter, but I want people to know about Counter Clean and Room Spray and these, and they're so flat. Like, you can literally mail this in a regular envelope and you would just pay 45 cents. You know, if you just wanted to do like this, and you guys, I'm not kidding when I tell you to like stock up on scent circles. I just got these from my last party because I always have them. And so you can put these together like this, throw them in the mail, right? And it's going to be like next to nothing to mail it. But so I have these little clear Mylar bags, and I just put a little sticker on it. It just says Scentsy dish soap, wet sponge under water, and tackle the mess. And then the samples in lemon verbena. So they're super easy. I love them. My team love them. Like, once I did the video on them, they were like, this is so crazy, because it is super simple. So
I know what I did wrong. I put too much water in them. So I'm going to have to wring them out better. But Bianca wanted to,
somebody asked
where
we got them from. I got them on Amazon. I'll send you guys, I'll post the link for you guys.
Yeah. And there's a couple of options too, but yeah, you didn't you find one for 100? There was 100 of them in it, 100 pack.
Yeah, this was 100 originally. Well, okay. I had the other 50, and then there was 50 left.
So Bianca, you technically wouldn't have to wet them first. I guess you could put the soap on them without them being wet, but I think it's nice to have them have a little bit of moisture on it. So
yeah, I mean, it's pretty dry now, and the soap goes inside. Like, absorbs into it fairly quickly when with it being wet. I want to say that I had spilled some soap on it or something before I wet one of them, and it just looks like gross. Like there's just like a residue from where the stain where the soap was at. And so I just think overall it presents better. It's very clear that it's a sponge once it's got water in it, right? Otherwise it just kind of looks like a little funky. I mean, I can open this.
Yeah,
Literally
I
like
similar to that, but I don't wet them. They're actually just identical probably, but I haven't been wetting them. I pre-make them, of course, and I let them sit there overnight, and then the next day they look like sponges. So this was like, should I be wetting it maybe?
wait,
But so far I haven't had any complaints on it.
it's like this, but
Yeah, just like that. It feels like paper. And
right, and then you put the soap on it, and overnight it will rise.
It rises. Which I put it in the baggie, of course, but it rises while it's in the baggie.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, I guess you don't have to wet it. I just always have. So whatever way works.
Yeah, though. I mean, play with it, see. But
Well, now I'm curious. I'm gonna go find some dish soap and put it on.
All I want to say is don't put too much butter on, it will leak. Been there, done that. I think you got, so, and you also got those little baggies from Amazon as well, right?
Yep, Amazon is my jam.
Mine too. We're friends. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions? What is the soap? Oh, never mind. That's the same. Okay. Anybody else or anything that's working for somebody else that maybe wasn't mentioned? Having those programs, either ScentShare or Visibly, game changer. Like it just makes your job so easy, and it makes you look like you are on top of your stuff. And then when your hostess is like, "Oh my gosh, you're so organized," you can be like, "Girl, no, I'm not. Let me show you what I did." You could do the same. So Visibly is, yes, that's what you use too, Carrie. And apparently with Visibly, I'm looking into it a little better, and it's not spelled like that. It's Visual. I think it's I'll post it, but it's got a L-I-E. Yeah, there you go. It also has like a texting option and also an email option, which I haven't dove into that yet. So, but anyway, it's got some cool
One
stuff.
of the other things I wanted to share too, Dawn, well, I think I mentioned this to you before, was like, I think that one of the so people are always like, how do you book parties? How do you book parties? And honest to God, the simple answer is you just have to ask. I'm like, I can't like say that there's anything special that I'm doing other than asking. And something just like kicked in with me, and I was like, I'm gonna stop being afraid of people telling me no, right? Like, did an entire presentation on fear, and I was just like tired of feeling like these people are going to tell me no, and then I'm going to feel rejected and whatever. If I wouldn't have asked Jenny if she was interested in joining, she wouldn't be selling Scentsy right now. Or maybe she would, but for someone else or with someone else on a different team. And so, you know, with every order that comes in, if somebody reaches out to me and says, "Oh, hey, Sarah, I want to order XYZ, whatever," I'm like, "Oh, awesome. Let's set up a party." Like, you have to have friends who need Scentsy. I know you. Like, you know everybody under the sun. You have to have enough people that would be interested. Like 6 friends that need more wax, or maybe somebody hasn't tried it before. So-and-so just had a kid. Maybe you should tell them that they need this wall fan diffuser or whatever. And I just suggest it. Like, if you're not suggesting that someone have a party with every order that they send you or any order they send you, you're doing yourself a disservice, because it limits your ability to find new people outside of your regular customers. And then all you're doing is settling for a single sale because you're too afraid to ask them to host for you. Don't. Like, you have to say to them, you know, what if we turn this into a party? Do you have some people that are that might be interested? If you think you have just a couple girlfriends and he gets you to 200, you'll still get $20 of something free, or you can get a 6-pack of wax for half off or whatever. So I just want to encourage you guys to just ask, because if you don't ask, the answer is no anyways, right? So the best thing you can do for yourself, your business, and for that customer is to have them host a party so that you can spoil them and their friends, right? So I just wanted to say that because it's really just been on my heart lately, thinking about like what my month looked like last month and then what I am forecasting for this month, all because I started asking people instead of just assuming that nobody was interested. So
Will you share how big of a month you had last month compared to maybe the month before?
yeah, so last month I sold 4,178, I think it was. I don't know, honey. Go ahead, Daddy. So, and then the year, well, even just like August, I looked at August of last year, and I think it was like 5 something, maybe. I just have been taking a different approach with my business, and I've been thinking about it as a business instead of thinking of it as a hobby. And it really did just change so much. So yeah, I mean, it was to see even my paycheck this month or from last month was just eye-opening, because it was just something I never even thought was possible. And so it's just making a little bit of a shift in your brain to say that you want it more than your excuses.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you too for doing that, you know, pushing yourself and seeing your business a little differently, and just that little shift and how quickly, you know, things can change when you see your business differently and you're willing to go for the no. It really does. It's game changer. So I'm really proud of you for doing that. I'm not the host anymore, so I switched it to you, Sarah, if you wanted to like share anything. So I can't mute people. If you guys are, like if there's a lot of sound coming from you, just make sure you're muted. And Sharon, you have your hand up or something, it looks like.
Yes, can I ask something?
Yeah.
You know, I've been having the Facebook events, and it seems like maybe going forward, I want to try the not like a VIP group, instead do the group. And I understand how you share a link with the hostess. So then it's up to the hostess completely to either text, email, or post the link on their Facebook page to get people to join the group.
Are you asking?
Yes.
So when those are two different things. So if someone is like, oh, Sarah, I really don't want to like invite people to a party, but I know that some people would be interested. I'm like, great, let me get you a VIP shopping link, and it'll be your link to share with your friends. Anybody who's interested, it's no pressure. It's just like, hey, if you need wax, I have this link open. Anything you buy will help me with whatever, you know, to help me earn some rewards or something, right? So you're not really presenting it to your friends as a party. You're presenting it as just like a link. If you're interested, shop from it. If you're not, then you don't have to, right? In that instance, she would share it with her friends. Now, I'm still going to ask her to let me make a group. And if she doesn't want me to, that's okay. But it connects me with them on social media. And in that case, I would go through and I'd say, we're so excited you're going to shop with Samantha today or this week or whatever, you know, and here's a link. I'm just going to share some of my favorite products with you. You know, if you're interested or you have questions, whatever. So I try not to make them do a lot of work. But, you know, when it comes to like, if I do a group, they do have to go in and invite their people. And I always tell people in your groups, I really don't want to see more than like 30 people in there, because then it's spammy. I want you to be intentional about the people that you're adding to this group, because I want to know that like the time and attention I'm getting from them is like, is worth it. Like it's worth it for them and it's worth it for me, because they use Scentsy or they've been interested in using Scentsy. They need a new consultant, whatever, right? Like I want her to be mindful of who she's choosing So that way it doesn't become this place where people are like, unfollow, I'm leaving the group, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Well,
Can I add to
go ahead.
I was just going to add real quickly. I basically do the same thing. What I do is I'll create the group and I'll add all my pictures and things that I want people to see when they get in there. And then I make sure to add the host, and then I'll tell her, now make sure that you ask people if they want to join. Don't just, invite them like Sarah was saying. Ask people if they want to join. If they say yes, then either add them or send them a link. So just tell your host, just invite people and ask them in a message just like they would if they were doing a home party. So they don't necessarily need to share links out there on their page or anything like that. I try to tell them to message people one-on-one.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's really important to make sure that the hostess gets really involved as well. The more that she reaches out to the people before she adds them to the group, and just the interaction she has, when she's in the group, when the people see that she's interacting, then they're more likely to be interactive. So it really does help to have a hostess that's really wanting to be engaging, and that's very helpful. So I think it's nice to nudge them a little bit and encourage them to hey, make sure you're and maybe you can even say hey, if you can respond to each post that I make, I'm going to give you a free a special gift, at the end of all of this, just for taking the time for doing that. That's just going to help her and help the customers as well.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sorry. So I have
Hey,
seen a few things. Hey. I have seen a few things, and I haven't looked super into it, but I'm hoping maybe you could just give me a yes or no. The whole point system for rewards, is that out of compliance?
It depends on how it's worded. You can't say you can't say what it's for. You can't say you're getting rewards for prizes, but you could say count up your rewards and let me know, and then reach out to them on an individual basis and find out how many points they got, and then figure out who the winner is from, I don't know if it's whoever has the most points. But it's more you got to be real strategic about it.
Okay.
You could say, I think, and maybe Sarah, you can tell me if that doesn't sound right. You can give away samples all day long. Samples are they can be prizes. So you could say you earn a prize and it be a sample,
Okay.
So maybe
does anyone have one that they use?
I don't do them that way. Does anybody else?
I
I don't
actually
them
do.
anymore either.
I do the point system, but from what I understand, Scentsy recently updated how you can give prizes. You cannot give prizes for making purchases or anything that requires them to spend money. So as long as it's something like interacting or inviting friends, something that anybody can do for free, then rewarding points for that, and then just saying they're going to win a goodie or they're going to get a goodie or the winner's going to get, I don't ever say exactly what people are going to win when I do prizes, because then that helps me to stay in compliance, and then they're not expecting anything specific. But as long as they don't have to spend money in order to get points, and I usually just make my own in WordSwag or Canva even. That way you can decide how many points you want to give, because remember, you're going to have to count all these points. So just trying to figure out what you want to give points for, how many points you want to award so that you can count it easily. So I highly recommend making one up if that's what you want to do.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, she answered your question, Carrie, I think, or I thought you can't actually give an award for a purchase, and that's correct. You can't. It's got to be no purchase required.
I did something for my VIP group. When my VIP group hit 200 members, I created a post and I said, hey, guess what? We hit 200 members in the group. I put everybody on the wheel of names. This is just because y'all joined my group without, for no reason whatsoever. And every single person on my group was on there. And the one person that I picked, I just said, hey, babe, send me a message and so I can get with you on this. But I never stated what or anything. At the end, I let her choose the mini warmer. Is what I let her choose because I felt like that was a big, I thought that was big, 200 members in my group. And
Yeah.
I got a $140 order out of her after that.
Nice.
So, and it was a girl that I've never even spoke to. And I don't even know how she got in my group, but.
You're like,
So
doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I'm gonna turn that into my party group somehow similar. So I was gonna use that, just not really say, hey, there's gonna be a prize for y'all joining or whatever. Just kind of, hey, let's pick a name and message me.
Yeah. Yeah. You just got to be really careful about like just the wording when it comes to prizes and stuff like that. So, and some people say, well, it's a private group, it's private. So who would know? It's still against Scentsy policy and procedures. So just be really careful about giving prizes away. Do a lot of it more of like messenger, like, a lot of one-on-one messaging back and forth to people. So yeah. So we are at 9:06. We're over our time limit. This is great though. You guys have been so interactive and asking great questions and everything. And thank you so much, Sarah and Chastity, for all of your great knowledge and just loving on us and giving us all your good. So thank you so much for that. And you guys for being on the call tonight. You guys are awesome as well. So give yourselves a hand for being on the call tonight and for taking the time to just grow your business. You guys deserve to have a very successful business. So when you show up to things like this, it really helps to put you in that space where you can just thrive in Scentsy. So thank you so much for being on tonight. And again, I'm going to post all of the promotions from last month on our team page, and just let us know if you guys have any questions. So love you guys.